Welcome to another edition of the Smokebox from BREALTV. I'm Dr. Green Thumb, aka Be Real, with a legendary spitter right here, a legend in hip hop. My man, Supernatural,
What it do, homie?
Supernat,
Always good to see
aka Infinite Rhymes.
you. I like that. I like to use that.
Sure. We talked about that years ago because of it. We've known each other a long time. Let's
Very
hold
long
up before
time.
we do that because we'll just
Oh,
start.
yeah.
We'll
We
just start
start
talking
jamming.
and we'll never stop.
I'm the only one in the car around writing shit.
I'm blazing on some Skittles by my man Fields on a funky feel tip, and the guys might be blazing assorted flavors right now. But they're
Tasty.
all mad flavor. We've known each other for a number of years, and I've seen you countless amount of times, and we've talked about it on the Dr. Green Thumb shows, just at will picking up a mic and fucking you can go for days. I mean, it's like a muscle memory. Like you could just take any scenario and make it your own and talk about what's going on in there. And I think a lot of people have taken from your style because there's people doing it now.
Definitely.
And they actually big you up and say, oh wow, one of my biggest influences was Supernatural and stuff like that. How does it feel to like have fathered a style of freestyle and influenced others to do that sort of get down?
In the beginning, I didn't, sometimes just being in the competitive sport that we are, I didn't understand.
You don't look at it like
I
that.
didn't. In the beginning, I didn't. But then you sometimes, as you grow as an artist, you got to pull back off of it a little bit and go, if somebody is taking that and trying to push it to the next level, then at least they're keeping it alive. But I guess to be able to say that you're a father of a style, you kind of arrived. I was complaining to Big Daddy Kane one time about, the whole biting thing, and he told me, he said, hey, that shows that you've reached a particular level when people want to emulate what you do.
Real shit.
Or try, and Kane said, get over it.
Well, because all the greats people have, not necessarily copied, but inspired by, and some close to have copied, but it was all through inspiration because, you think about the first 5 dope styles that there was in hip hop, like after the first generation, right? Like when it got really technical,
The rhymes changed, the rhyme style changed.
Yeah, the schematics, the styles, the cadences, they all changed. And all of us kind of were influenced by that, but we made our own thing from it.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And that's the key. For me, if you are going to borrow from something, at least take it to a level where you do make it your own.
Where you make it your own.
Hip hop is basically based off of us, sampling and taking other people's music and recreating things for ourselves anyway. So, you can't really be so technical if somebody eventually samples you.
Right.
It's just like, I'm just a human sample, I guess. But yeah, I've been sampled now, so.
Hey, and that's like, that's like a fucking form of tribute. You know what I mean? If you ask me, when they do that, your voice cut through what you said, cut through so much that they want to use it as a part of their song. That's why like when they ask me, because now I'm getting those like, hey, would you okay this for this song or that song? I'm like, fuck yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, and I ain't gonna be salty on none of these young folks, because realistically, I know how hard we had it in convincing the motherfuckers before us to let us use a sample or a sound bite or whatever the
Exactly.
fuck. And we always thought, man, what salty pieces of crap, And
no, we can't live like that.
yeah,
Let us live.
So we gotta, kind of live by the word we, wanted it to be. So like, if motherfuckers come up, I'll definitely say yes. If the song is shitty, then
That's
then
a different.
no.
That's a different thing for me. Like quality. If it's something quality and it's something cool that I feel like I would rock with, I'm gonna rock with it. But I do feel that it's very important for people to know their history, and if you know your history, then pay homage.
Yeah.
But if you're naive to the history, then I don't hold you accountable. But a lot of people, if you know, then just pay homage to because we did.
Exactly.
We had to.
We had to. It was a part of the deal for you to get through a door.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
You couldn't come in. I would have never dared, coming in as a young cat and, just saying, oh, fuck KRS-One or any MC for that matter, just because we didn't see eye to eye. And I kind of see that's the paradigm like right now with the youngsters and the old, as they call it, the old heads. I I appreciate the youngsters, but I appreciate quality.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Make quality music, make things that are relevant, and kind of speak about the times we live in too. We got a lot of shit to rap about right now.
For real.
And it's out there. There's a few artists that are holding it down.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not saying there's not none out there. They're definitely there. There's a lot of trash too.
And oh yeah, there's a whole lot of trash.
Yeah, that part.
We need sanitation department of hip hop so that we can fucking move the trash into that locale. And if you should want to listen to some trash, you just go there. But speaking of like crafting styles and you know, developing your own shit, you know, you've also done this in terms of art. You know, I'm definitely a fan of your artwork as well, like, you know, because I fucks with some art, and you have crafted your own style that like is definitely unique. And you know, you had an idea a while back to sort of combine your music along with the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's something that you're still like trying to
Develop.
get to, yeah, and develop.
I've done a couple of shows with it. Like basically, you know, the art thing was always there, and you kind of get so caught up chasing the dream that you forget that you have these other talents that exist. And
Right.
I guess when I had a little bit of time to sit down and started painting, I was doing beats at the same time and started realizing that, yo, this is kind of like,
It was opening up everything for
yeah,
you.
it was playing off of each other. So I said, when I do my first showing, I thought the perfect way to do it was to show the art, but tell people why I painted it through freestyle. And I kind of just married the whole thing together, and now I'm trying to like make it a traveling show. I've done like 2, and I got a good response, but I feel like I need to do this next one on a level where I make it proper.
Let me ask you this, like, because you got a number of pieces, right? So it's a number of different stories. Do you change beat on every different piece, or is it the same beats on?
We try to change beat on every piece.
Yeah.
And the first time we did it, I just did it with a DJ, so we ran just one beat and I made it really quick.
Right.
The second time I tried to break it down into 30 different little clips
The vibe on each
to be able
piece.
to change. But like sometimes I just say, tell the guy that's holding it down there, let it ride for a minute and then go to the next one. But it really builds out, because the pieces are all strange and unique within themselves. And then when you get to the end, it's kind of like an experience. It's like going out for art. It's like you touch all the senses, basically.
That'd be crazy if you had a DJ that can keep up with you, and to go to those 30 pieces and catch 30 different vibes, like on just different instrumentals, like from right when you go from one piece to the next, boom, it changes into.
I think we could do it.
I know you could do it. I could see you doing it in my head right now, and I could hear it happening.
Because the first
You know
2 wasn't even rehearsed. Those
Yeah.
was just like my idea that I was like, yo, let's do it like this. But to put it together like you said would be the ultimate, with the proper lighting. And
If I had
all
my
that.
DJ skill level there, I would offer my services. But there are far more talented DJs.
we
than
know
I.
some, we know some killers
We
out
know
here.
some killers. I mean, one is sitting right back here,
that's what I'm
C minus,
saying. Rolling.
fucking a killer
Mizzle.
himself, C Miz.
Yes.
That would be something that I don't think anyone's ever seen. You know, for a show, you could do that shit, not just at a gallery. I think you could actually take that to your live show, and if you had a LED wall,
Exactly.
you could fucking
wow.
pop to one photo at a time, and it's all coming up on the walls while you're fucking breaking it
Well,
down.
to be 100%
I should be your
honest,
fucking director, bro.
you should. No, you should. Listen, my dream has always been having the freestyle ability that I have. Is like, at this point I want to go to another level with it, and visually playing with visuals and rhyming, you could do so much.
Stupid.
There's so much you could do. Like, I would like to create a visual sound stage, like where I could look at something to my left or to my right or in front of me, or even certain things in the audience, and make it like an interactive freestyle show. It's been something. Maybe I shouldn't be saying all that.
Is anybody? Yeah, well, we got it here first. Trademark, patent pending, copyright.
Yeah.
All right.
motherfuckers.
by this
I was
group.
rattling there, and I was like, wow, that sounds kind of dope. But no, I think that something like that would be entertaining for all ages, just different people, because you could hit so many topics. But when you add a visual to it, people resonate to that. We're human, you know. We deal off of a visual level on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And when you add mute, that's what the video is. But this is just like live. You're in it.
Has anyone ever come and try to art battle you since they found out you were
doing that?
Art? That would be fucking crazy, dude.
I got my art.
People drawing pictures of the worst shit you could do to the other.
And put it up and rap about this shit.
That would be fucking sick.
That's the ultimate art battle.
That would be a fucking dope art battle. You know what I'm saying? Man, I know Charlie Tuna could get down with that.
Oh, Charlie is, let me tell you something. Now, on the art level,
on the art level,
yeah, Charlie.
I mean, on the MC level too, but as far as on the art level, one of my favorite visual. Like, he makes it almost realistic.
Yeah.
I think that's the dope marriage, though. Hip hop and art have always worked hand in hand. I mean,
yeah,
look at
hasn't it? I
the
mean,
graph writers
from Wild Style, when you seen Wild Style and Fab Five Freddy in the art world with some of the punk rock people like Blondie and all that shit, they had the art in common. Like, they kind of like the graffiti and all the other shit that was being done on the walls and on the trains and shit like that. And that sort of was like a bridge right there. And that plays true still to today through art and music.
I mean, you look at somebody like Doze, right? And Doze Green.
Yeah, salute to Doze.
Yeah, salute to Dozy. I mean, like, started on the wall and now, you know, living overseas, painting some of the most incredible, you know, modern art, whatever you want to call it. I call it art, period, because it started
like Slick and Hex and those guys.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that you can take something that started so simple and push it to that level.
Yeah.
You know, and take it like us. That was us just getting up on trains and in books and writing in black books. But look, now it's a worldwide commodity. Hip hop has done so fucking much, and it just don't stop. I mean, no pun intended. This is to sound corny, but it really doesn't stop.
And it don't stop. That's probably the best phrase that hip hop ever created. And you don't stop. But hip hop as a movement has never stopped. It's just been constantly moving forward and evolving and having different branches of it.
That's what I was getting ready to say. These little tentacles that grow off from the nucleus of where it started. These subgenres and you know, there's so many different. Man, there's so much that's happened over the years with music that I see that I thought I'd never see.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you done Wildin' Out yet?
Never, and I've always
Would you do it if they asked you?
I would murder Wildin' Out. I would have fun up there. I know what you go. I know when you go there, that's what you go for.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to have tough skin. You can't go in there and think, you know,
man,
they're not
you would kill it there.
But I would sit back and have a ball. I mean, I got jokes. So.
I know you do. I've heard you say them on motherfuckers on the fly like that.
You know, but I've always thought about that like that. It was funny. Vlad said something to Nick Cannon in an interview about me, about the whole freestyle thing and how freestyle at one point was so prevalent. I don't think it's ever fell out of love. I just think that the game is a lot different now.
It is a whole lot different.
Yeah.
What do you think about the shows like Drop the Mic?
Oh, stuff like that. Yeah. With Meth and got New Mark on the Wheels.
Yeah.
Those shows are interesting because I know somebody's got a job.
Yeah.
If anything, to write those bars.
Right.
So
true that.
That's the way I always look
they're
at
not
it.
writing those bars.
Definitely not.
Somebody's
not writing those bars. I mean, for certain artists, probably, yeah, but that's how I always look at it. It's still hip hop finding its way into every nook and cranny that you thought it wouldn't be in.
Yeah, that's how big it's become, that they got shows of celebrities coming on battling each other.
Which was something that was like indigenous to us at one point. Now it's like people understand. But what that does do is it broadens the perspective for a person that might not understand what battling is in a part of the world. They don't get it.
Yeah.
And then they might go look up and see some real shit, you know, like T-Rex versus Murder Mook or some crazy shit and be like, wow, this is the real version of that.
Right.
Which is cool, you know. I think it's a novelty at best, but it's something that you can sit back and enjoy and laugh at. Like I said, somebody's writing those bars.
Right. Somebody's writing those
And
bars.
it takes time to do that too, man.
Time,
Even
man.
that, to study that person you're going to be across from and say, okay, let me write this and say this and say this.
See, but that's the difference between you and a lot of them, is that you could go straight off the nugget, you know, and not have to fucking write any of that shit.
Freestyle is magic to me.
Freestyle is
bro.
magic.
For real. Not to just be sounding all corny, but nah, it really is like magic to me. It's been a blessing and a curse. And that's the part that I, you know, like, I probably, people always hear me celebrate it, but in the same breath, you know, sometimes being a great freestyler, people instantly, they put you in a box and they go, you know, this motherfucker can't write a song to save his life though. And that's been something that, you know, that's followed me throughout my career. And it's crazy because I have a ton of songs that just never were able to truly be heard.
Well, they try to label you and put you in this particular box so that, you know, you stay in a particular lane. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. That was the problem with hip hop for a long time. You know, especially when you were, you know, really good at some freestyle shit. And if you were a songwriter, you couldn't really freestyle. It was like the flip, you know, and it just created a bunch of confusion in the shit, and it didn't give motherfuckers really a chance to show if they could write songs or not, because you put everybody in a box that does this particular thing. And it you know, if you go and search some of the songs by some of the freestylists, you'll see that a lot of motherfuckers had dope songwriting ability. They just didn't have a chance to get it out.
It's kind of like that little stigma they just attach to that. You know, you get that off the bat.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we put a sound system in this here Smokebox. We could run, you know, a couple bars for you if you like.
In the caddy, huh?
In the caddy.
Yeah,
Ross, dude, help us out, Papa.
So
let's see what Ross dude
What year
got.
is this, B?
This is an 83.
83?
Yeah. You gotta give us a little bit more volume there.
Go back to that first beat. That beat was the whatever that first one was.
Here, let me rewind it. There we go.
Ooh, got the chorus in it too, huh? We're gonna keep it simple.
All right.
Brother, yo, I spit off the top and yo, we flow hot. Supernatural sitting in the front seat in the smoke box. I got skills, brother, we gon' build. Keep your hands on the wheel, he's staring to be real. No, every time we chillin' right now in the place to be, it's a Cadillac made in 1983. Yeah, you could tell, brother, we never front. And every time, yo, it's got the Euro on the front. Getting busy, everybody, yo, brother, we spit the real shit. There's smoke in the car, we blowing them funky field tips. That's that real shit. In the middle, be smoking that, yo, he calls that the Skittles. Right here, we'll call this one a riddle, because it probably got Skittles and Kush, yo, right in the middle. That's the way we put it together, clever and it's I. When it comes to spitting, I'm one incredible guy. Boy, I'm super high, yeah, you know it's so hot. Back in 86, we called this the hot box. And we be riding on the highway, the flyway, do or die day. Right now, we in LA, okay. Yeah, brother, this ain't no humdrum. Make sure you check the shop and go see Dr. Green Thumb. That's where you get some smoke till your brain numb. Yeah, supernatural, they knowin' the outcome. Moving like Malcolm, yo, we get it bouncing. My eye on the mountain, but they soft like talcum.
Woo!
They soft. They soft. Here, let me put it on pause, because you blew out the speakers right here. You blew out the
That was fun. I wanted to
hey,
do that.
that was a Smokebox first right there. You were the first one to
the sound
spit
system
bars.
in the smoke box. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Riding in the caddy.
there it is, man. We're going to leave it on that note. We want to thank my man Super Nat for coming in and, you know, blessing the box with bars. First smoke box of its kind. His first smoke box
Ever.
And man, I gotta say, the best one so far, man.
Yeah, this was fly. I enjoyed this shit.
What's your favorite smoke you smoking on right now?
Me? I've been smoking on a little bit of Gorilla Glue. I get some cookies. I like the cookies. I like when you can get the good cookies.
We got to get you down to the shop. We'll get you some of both.
Yeah.
Word up. Let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at MC Supernatural, on Facebook at MC Supernatural. I'm really more of a gram person. If you want to keep up with me there. But other than that, I'm working on new beats. Make sure if you do see me on the gram and you're interested in copping some tracks, holla at me. There's art up there. My page kind of just really shows everything. That's where you can find me at the best for bookings and anything else under the sun. You know what I mean? Check
there it is, my man, Super Nat.
Be always good, man. Thank you, homie.
That's family right
Blessings.
there. You know what I'm saying? It's been another Smokebox. You know, leave comments, subscribe to the page, the channel, all of that stuff, and keep it blazing.
Got the heart of a lion, soul of a titan, mind of a genius, fly with the heighten. All your senses is senseless, resistant, relentless. It's what they call you when your grind is endless. Let's get this.
They say I'm psycho, I move weight like lipo. Got a big crib like Michael, out the window with a rifle. My wrist game on light show. I'm backstage with white hoes. I got pre-rolls in that red cup. That's key lime, don't like those.
Got a full pack and we move that. Too aggressive, better pull back.